You're right guys, what's up? It's Aspire. Today I'm going to bring you a 3D motion tracking tutorial. So yeah, I'll just get straight into it, I suppose. Come on. Stop run previewing now. So I'm going to be doing basically the motion track that I'm doing for Sacred Titans, Clash of the Titans #1. Just by going through how I did that and showing you how to do reflections and shenanigans. So yeah, I'll just let you watch this now.
All my life they let me know how far I would not go, but in
So yeah, I'm going to be showing you how to put text in, how to make it stay still, how to do realistic reflections and stuff like that. So yeah, first thing you're going to do is need to have the clip that you're wanting to put text onto, which is that for me. Make it a new composition, and we're going to have to just render that out into a PNG sequence. So yeah, it's fine. Render that out. Make it a PNG sequence, which is there. It's okay. Now, where you save it to is critical. You do not want to save it to your desktop, because you'll have thousands of images just on your desktop, and that will just be horrible for you, deleting them one by one. So for this, I'm going to name it Tut, and then open and just go away. Go away. Yes. Oh fuck, what have I done? Oh, what have I done? Yeah, this is a failed attempt at what I did before, and what I'm doing now, and I need to delete all them. Fuck. Anyway, let's render it out as a different folder. Make a new folder. Tut. Meh. There we go. Just save it in there, and just make sure that's on best settings. Yeah. Just click render, and that won't take very long. So I'll be back with you in a minute when it's done. What's up, guys? So that's done, and we're going to jump into Boujou in a minute. But first, I should have done this before. I want to do a big shout out to Sacred Titans. The team charge is for them, so big shout out to them. They've just uploaded a promo, so go and check that out, and let's get back into the tutorial. So when you get in Boujou, you're going to import your sequence, and you need to find that wherever you put it. I put it on the desktop. Track meh, as we called it. No, did we call it track meh? Meh track? No, we didn't. Called it Tut meh, didn't we? Yeah, there we go. Open that. Open. And you just pick the first one. Now that should go in. You need to put it to 29, and then press apply, and it'll go there. You see it goes back down to 25. So you have to put that to 29 again, and then click apply, and it should be okay. There we go, and click off that now. And the first thing you need to do is you need to track the features, which just like finds all the points. You can have a load of wiggly squiggly things. So yeah, I'll just click that, and if you want to change the settings, make it more sensitive or whatever, it'll just change the amount of points there. You can do that, but I don't see any difference if you do or you don't. So just leave it where it came from. I don't see any difference when you press fast tracking either. I don't think that makes any difference. So I just click start, and you'll just see it go through. You'll have a load of wiggly squiggly things on your screen. And yeah, don't know how long this usually takes. Depends how quick my laptop wants to be. But it doesn't look like it's going to take that long. Yeah. I'm going to stop the recording anyway because you don't want to be sitting watching this for ages. You get the point. So I'll be back in a minute. One sec. So I'm back, guys. This is about to finish. Once this finishes, we're going to have to camera solve it, which is putting all these wiggly squiggly red dots and lines into a form that it knows kind of what the scene actually is. So now when you scrub across, you got all these weird lines. Don't know what you can call them. Tracking points, I suppose the class does. Yeah, so you just click camera solve. Don't play with any of this. You can press either sorry about that, either one of these, but I don't really see anything. I don't see anything from it unless your camera's really shaky and it just makes it a bit smoother. But I tend to not get shaky footage. So click that. This sometimes takes long, it's sometimes really quick. I'll tell you in a second if it's going fast or not. 41. That's going to take 10 minutes. You don't want to be sitting here watching this for 10 minutes. So I'm going to pause it again. And I'll see you when this is done and we'll get on to seeing geometry. Geometry. Alright, see you in a minute. Right, so we're back and that's done. It's taken a lot longer than I thought it would. But that seems right. I mean, there's lots of blue and yellow points everywhere. And what you need to do now is you need to do the scene geometry, which is telling the system where the floor is, where the sky is, what's forward, what's backwards. So the scene geometry, you need to add a coordinate from hint, which the start one is always the origin, but I always start with the x-axis, which is the flat one. And you need to find a part where you can find two flat points. So let's take find somewhere nice. So that one, that one, and that one. Why not? Those two look nice. And then you go connect to selected. Well, that's only connect selected one, so we need to get the one that we said, which was probably that one. Let's go that one. Connect to selected, and that's now the floor. So we need to deselect those ones and add another coordinate from hint. And change that to the Y, which is the up and down. Now let's find somewhere that's up and down. So we'll go that and that. That's up and down. And connect to selected. Then deselect those two. And add another one. This is going to be the Z-axis, which is forwards and backwards. So we'll go back in the timeline. We'll select, say, this one and one that's somewhere forwards, which can be, yeah, pick that one, and then connect to selected. And now we need one more, which is the origin, which is where the point of interest or something you could say is going to be on Cinema 4D. Click the origin, deselect the two that we've already got selected, and just pick one that looks nice, which I'll do, and then connect to selected, and then just update coordinate frame, and that's done. You click off that now, and you can add a test object to see what the floor's like, how flat it is. And that doesn't look too bad. Seems pretty flat actually. Seems pretty good. Yeah, that looks pretty good actually. See how the like ladybird thing is staying still, it's not moving around the screen or anything. That means it's actually motion tracked. So now we know that it looks good. Don't like having those. Go away. All we do now is export the camera, and for this what you need to do is you need to put it to Cinema 4D, and you must scale the scene by 100, or when you put it in Cinema 4D it's going to look, I don't know, I've never done it wrong, but it's going to look stupid. And do you want to overwrite this? Suppose we'll rename it. That'd make more sense, wouldn't it? Make sure you name it something that you know. Just put it onto the desktop. And oh my god. The file name, you need to have it as whatever, like track points or something. And then just click save, and that is now a Cinema 4D thing that you can open in Cinema 4D. So now you need to do is open Cinema 4D, and yeah, I'll just wait for that to open. Back in a second. Right, now Cinema 4D is open. We're just going to open the file that we saved just a minute ago, which is on my desktop. What do we call it? Track something. Track points somewhere along here. Where are you? Come on. Meh. Where the where is it? No, where's it done? Right, I'll just, there you go, I saved it again, don't worry. Text points, open that. Scale, leave it as that. And that's going to look really weird from there. It's not going to look like anything, but first thing you need to do is create new material by double tapping, or go create new material. Double tap that. You need to go texture, load image, and the images that you saved before in that file, before you put it into Boujou, is there. Just click on that. Now go open. Click no. And that's that. Disable specular. And oh wait, hold on. You need to click on this. And go animation, calculate, and it just shows up all the frames then. Not one solid image. Then you need to make a not one of them, go away. You need to create a new background. You just put the background and then apply that to the background. And now the scene moves with the actual background, or the actual footage. So you got your point there where you're going to add text to, and it's going to stay there. So yeah, going to add some text now. Going to go no graph, no text. And this always takes quite a while to load. Don't know why. Pretty sure it's everyone, not just me. So when it loads, there you go. We got text there. Let's make that smaller. Smaller. I want to make that smaller, and change that to, should we say, Aspire. Oh god, Control Z. Aspire. Put that as, I usually have that as 20. There you go. And now we'll go back in the timeline, put it to wherever you want it. which that scaled it, balls. Bring it forwards to wherever you would like the text. No, come on. See, you'll just put it anywhere, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna have it there because I had it there in the video I showed at the start. You just place it there, and now when you click that, it's just gonna look like nothing. And obviously I've not placed that straight, I've not placed that right. That's just to show what you do. And scrolling through, that looks really bad because I've not got it forward enough in Z space, which is this blue little tab here. And you need to scale it down now because I made it too big. It's hard to grasp like how big the actual text is until you like move it a tiny bit. You can see like that's massive compared to the like scene. So we'll just put that back into where it was. Obviously this isn't going to look great because I'm not spending a lot of time on it, it's just a tutorial. Just put that there, change the rotation so it looks alright. I say alright, but then again it's going to look crap. That can chill there for a sec. Ugh, that's not good. Ugh, that's a bit disgusting. Alright, hold on one sec. Let me just make this better. Right then guys, so basically the Boujou in that I did before wasn't that good. I couldn't tell until I put it into this and added text. So basically I've cut down like the frames that weren't like still, they were a bit wobbly. So now we've got like a smoother path than what we had before. Or it's the smoothest bit of the actual track. But when you're doing it yourself, you want the whole thing to be smooth or it's going to look crap. So now you've got your text where you want it and it's staying still. Just position it where you want it, scale it to how big you want it. So I don't want it that big and I don't want it there. So I'm just going to put it, I'm going to bring it forwards and put it over here somewhere, why not? I mean, it doesn't really matter for the sake of the tutorial, but just showing you. Yeah, I can just be chilled there. You can't, obviously you can't only, you don't only have to have one text. You can have like loads, but you don't want to have too much text near each other, or you're not going to be able to like read it if it's moving fast. So we can have another one here, and I'll make that tutorial or something. Come on. Obviously the blue moves it forwards and backwards, that moves it up and down, that moves it side to side. On rotation, it's easy enough to work out. Side to side, up and down, round and round. It's not hard to work out. So we'll just change that to tutorial, or tut, I'll do. Change the size to 20, what I usually use. Make that capitals. Tut. Now we'll get into fonts. Obviously I can't tell you what font to use, but use ones that look nice and suit the type of video you're making. Don't use like, say, that. Well, you can't really tell there, but don't use like let's say, don't use, basically don't use a font that doesn't suit the type of video you're making. Like, say you're making a team charge or an app that's like basically suit the text to the song you're doing the edit for. So don't use like really old-fashioned writing if it's like a rap song or something, unless the rap song's about old-fashioned writing or whatever. So suit the text to the song and edit. Don't use stuff like that because it just looks crap. I'm gonna use. Should we go for? That look good? No, that doesn't look good. Let's use. I think impact's pretty nice. Not there, so. Find something that looks good. And let's just go. Red rocket always looks good. Yeah, it looks alright. Change that to something that makes sense. Track. Okay. Track. There you go. Just reposition that to somewhere you want it. Somewhere that looks alright. Too big. Don't have it like. You see. Change. Do this. You see, like, there's the floor. The actual. Like. We made the floor on Boujou. You don't want the text to be below the floor, like in the actual video or on Cinema 4D, because it'll look weird. The like sizing of it'll look weird when you put it actually. When you render it out, it's gonna look weird. So keep it like on the floor, but not below the floor. So just put that there. I can just chill anywhere. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Make that the same font. Like that. What do we use? Use red rocket. Sorry if this is a bit boring, but some things are. You see there, I've made sure the text doesn't go through the camera, or the camera doesn't go through the text. Render that now. Render. Come on. I think it's frozen. Oh no, there we go. See, the text like hasn't gone through the camera, because you'll be able to tell when it goes through the camera. You'll see like a three-dimensional view of the inside of text, and it just I see so many edits where the like camera of the video goes through the text, and it just makes the whole motion track look terrible. You want the I'll show you. You want the text to be like if you want the camera to go through the text, you want it to go through like say I want it to go through the like R of track. Like the whole of R. Oh God. I'd place it so it goes through it, which I think I might now. I don't know. Anyway, you get the idea. Bring it forwards. Rotate it a bit. Forwards again. Oh God, maybe not. Anyway, you get the idea. Just get into doing some. I'll just place it back to where it should be. Just chill there for a sec. Anyway, yeah, so now I'm gonna get into lighting, materials, and yeah, lighting and materials for now. going to want to create a new material, double click it, and you pick the colour that you want. So I'm going to go for a red because that's what you used in that video. So you don't want the text to be like too bright or too dark. So I wouldn't have that bright red. I'd have like a bit darker, because you don't want it really saturated so it's really bright. You want it a bit darker than that, because this map isn't very saturated. It's not very bright and colourful. So yeah, I always disable specular because it just adds like a weird glowy type thing, like there's an imaginary light when there isn't one. Enable reflection. Put the reflection colour to something similar to the colour you've used on the colour tab. So I'd have like, I might have an orangey based colour because that's what the map is, but you don't want it too different to the actual colour of the text because it'll just look weird. You change the brightness of that by obviously pulling that forward and backwards. So reflection's nothing, and the reflection's on full. So we'll put it on about 75. There you go. You can add bump maps and stuff like that, but I tend not to. Don't really do much. So grab that, put it onto the text. Put it onto the text. And then I'm going to create that, Control V. And then change the colour of it. Put it to, I usually use black. Then the reflection colour, put that to the same colour as I used before but darker. So like that, you can't really see it there, so I'll up the brightness a bit. That'll do. Hold on. Place that one on as well. And that one. And then on these, on the two ones that you want like one colour on the front of the text and colours on the back and on the sides, so it looks a bit like, just makes it look better anyway. I'll show you in a second. So you want to click on the text at the front and make sure caps lock is on. Press Control C1, sorry, and that'll make the text. It'll have, that's not in the right size, but you can see that it's like you can see that there's red on the front and black on the sides. To get off that view, just click anywhere on the timeline, and that it just makes it look better overall in a second. And I've had like reflections and stuff, you'll see. At 20, like this one is. Do the same on the other one, which is there. So you want to type, that's the same size, 20. Object, come on. C1. And then you want to go caps lock C1, and that'll add the black to the sides. Then also on this, you want to go caps, cap, fillet cap, cap, fillet cap, and do the same for the other text. Cap, fillet cap, cap, fillet cap. And you can change the type. I usually use engraved or linear. Obviously engraved is like, I'll show you now. You won't be able to see it there, but just zoom in a bit. Too much? Yeah. If I do this, you can't really see because there's no lighting yet, but it's just the front of the text is like pushed in towards the text and the black is like overlapping it. I usually use that because you get like, I think you get better reflections, looks more realistic. So we'll get rid of that. I want linear because it just makes it kind of rounded. Linear. Oh no, not linear, convex. When it's on. it makes it rounded and look kind of smooth. Yeah. I think we'll make the text a bit smaller actually, because it looks too unrealistic for me. Just position that a bit better. Bring it forwards. That a bit smaller. Forwards a bit more as well. See what it looks like when I get to about the middle. You see there now, the camera goes through the text, so and it'll just emerge out like out of nowhere. That's what you don't want. You want to have the text like arranged so the camera goes like, for the camera to go through the middle of the T, but through the gap between the T and the R. So you want to make sure that it's not going through. Basically, it's not hard. You just have to like spend a bit of time positioning the text to where you want it and like getting the rotation right and stuff. Because this isn't an amazing track, it's a bit weird to judge it. Just go a bit towards the left. That should be okay now. No, maybe not. Rotation. Now it should just go straight through the middle, but it doesn't. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm just gonna have it out of the way of the camera anyway, because that's what I prefer. Well, gonna make it a bit smaller. Wrong one, come on. Wow. Sorry about this. Right, so we're going to get into a bit of lighting now. You add a light, you just do that. And on this scene, like the map, the actual source of light originally would be from up there between the mountains, but the text is not facing that way, so realistically it'd be darker on the front, but that's not going to look nice. So you're going to have a light. If you do this and move the camera around the text. I want one light to be above and behind the text. What is being stupid? Come on, move. What have I done? Yeah, I want this light to be up here behind the text. So the behind of the text should be lit now, but it isn't for some stupid reason. Don't ask me why. Anyway, that's behind the text, which you aren't going to see. But you also want a light. You want lights in front of the text. So I usually use an area light, which is this. It's like a wide, like, don't know how to explain it, but if you can imagine a piece of paper as a light instead of like a light bulb, covers more area. So for this, just want to have it covering the area that the text is. so that now the text is lit, it's not dark. Doesn't look brilliant at the moment because there's no reflections, it doesn't look realistic at all, but we can change that in a minute. Yeah, so now we've got the lights. We'll add another light above the text. There you go, I've just doubled that and it makes it look a lot brighter. See what it looks like now. I don't like that. That light, we want to zoom out a bit. Not that much. We want to position that almost above the text. So rotate that way. Position it above the text like that. So it's shining above the text, giving it light on the top as well, not just the front. I think that's about it for lights. Yeah. See what that looks like, just close up. It doesn't look great because there's no reflections. I can't stress, if you do a motion track, always put reflections in. It just doesn't look nice without them. So now I'm going to show you how to do that. And the best way of doing it, I think, is to add a object. You go on this and you add a sphere. There you've got your sphere. You want to bring the sphere to cover your text like that. You want to go tags, Cinema 4D tags, compositing, like obviously with the sphere selected. You want to go click, untick that, untick scene by camera, and check compositing background. And then obviously you don't want that in your view, so if you double click the top ball on the sphere, that'll get rid of it. Now you can add the layer that you added to your background onto your sphere, and it will add some reflections onto you. Anyway, yeah, so you want to add that to it and uncheck all of those and check that. It should look okay, but I'll make sure I'll just do that to the other one. So I'll copy it and bring that over here. It's hard working in this view because you don't know really where you are, so I like to do that and zoom out. Ugh, this is hard. Zoom in, place that about the center of the text. It should be now. Oh no, maybe not. And then, because you've unchecked that, because you've pressed that twice, yeah, you won't see it by the camera, so you don't really know what it's doing. Now we can zoom out a bit. We'll go to about here and see what it looks like. And you can see that there is reflections. Just aren't very powerful. They're not very like glowy. So bear with me 1 second and I'll see why. Right, so there we go, guys. I've sorted that out. It is because when we set the reflections on the material, we've made it like not bright enough. It was too dark. So now you can see that the reflections, we render that now, they're really powerful. They look good. Maybe a bit too good, like maybe a bit too powerful. So we show the whole thing. You should be able to see the reflections, which you can. I might make the black a bit darker so you can actually tell the difference between the red and the black. So far so good. That's looking pretty good. I mean, it's stationary, the text isn't moving like when it shouldn't be, apart from a little bit of lag where the track went a bit bad, but hopefully you'll get it right when not unlike me. Yeah. So you know how to do the reflections, you know how to do the colour, and I said I was going to make that a bit darker, didn't I? Hold on a sec. Go to colour, can't make that any darker. Reflection, turn the reflection off a bit, make it a bit darker, make it a bit darker red. That should make it a little bit better. Not really. Hold on. Let's see. No, we want it a bit darker than that, don't we? So send that down a bit. That should be okay. See what that looks like now. No, that should do anyway. So yep. Right. So the next thing is shadows. And this is semi-difficult, semi-easy, and not hard when you get your hand, not that hard when you get your head around it. So yeah, the first thing you need is a new floor. So you just click that thing there. It should give you a floor. If it doesn't have that there, just there, floor. And then what you need to do is get the text that you put on the background and put it on the floor. And straight away you'll see that if you render it out, it looks proper weird. So what you need to do is you need to go on projection there and hit frontal. Now it should be right, but you'll see you obviously see the difference there. So what you need to do is you need to go tags, cinema 4D tags, and compositing. And that should sort it out. You need to make sure cast shadows is ticked, receive shadows is no, not cast, just receive, and compositing background. So that should be fine. We look at that now. There you go. There's no line there anymore. You can't even tell it's there, but it is. So you want the shadows to be like coming from if the sun was coming from the back of them, and in this case anyway. So you want the light to be more or less just where it is now. You see that it's just above, but not too far back that the shadows are really stretched. So you want it just above and not too high, or they're not going to be very strong, the shadows. So you just say about there. And let's just see what that looks like now. You've got to make sure on the light that shadow is selected, and on shadow you click shadow map soft, not ray traced, because ray traced looks as if you've drawn it instead of like it's an actual shadow. So soft, density. Go away, cat! Cat, go away! Kitty! He just fell on the floor. It's fine. Right, so like I said, not too high, not too low, and not too far away that it's gonna look weird. But you'll be able to tweak it when you click this button. Not there anyway. You have to move it a frame to the front, and you should be able to see the shadow somewhere. See, it looks like it's over there. That doesn't look really right, but we can change that. Bear with me 1 second. Change where the floor is. See the floor there? Push that down a bit. That should change how the shadows are like put on the screen. You see the shadows there now, so that looks more realistic. It would be like that if you can imagine a random floating aspire and a track. Let's see, I don't know what a track is. A track's like spread out a lot more there, if you can see it. So if we go a bit further ahead, or a bit further backwards, should I say? I don't think you can go any bit further backwards on this, but as you can see, the shadow looks just as it would, more or less, in real life. Go a bit further ahead, it looks like. See, track looks pretty nice. Nice reflections going on. Looking pretty good. Yeah, floor will always look weird now you've put it in. I think double tap that, should be fine. Yeah, double click that and it should be fine. You won't like look weird when you moving anything around. So you've got your track, you've got the reflections, you've got the shadows, you've got the text staying more or less still. Yeah, I think you're more or less ready to render now, guys. I think we're good to render. Yep. Let's just have a look what it looks like. And there we go. That looks pretty good to me. Yep, so now we're going to get into render settings. And for render settings, you click on just that little action thing with the little gear. Click on that. And width and height, leave as they are, 1280 by 720. Leave everything more or less the same, apart from the current frame. You want it to all frames. Yep, you want all the frames that you've like got in your timeline. Yep, that's fine. So I wanted from 166 to 377 because for all the other frames were messed up. But on yours they obviously won't be because you're all professional. So for save, you want it to go to wherever you want, as long as you know where you save it and you don't lose something that you've made that looks good. It's taken ages to render. So we're just going to make a new folder, call it track done, should we say? Track done tut. Open that and click save. Name it first. Track images. Imagey. And for format, you want to save it as PSD layers. You want 8-bit channel, and you want to make sure the alpha channel is selected and straight alpha. Pretty sure it's straight alpha anyway. Anyway, we'll find out in a minute. And that is it. You don't need sound. 8-bit dithering I don't touch. Multipath, you want to make sure that that's unselected. I never have that selected anyway because it just takes longer to render. Stereoscopic, I never touch that. But for the effects, should I say, you can have global illumination, which makes the colours a lot more vibrant. You can have an ambient occlusion, which kind of like I think it makes it glow. I think like it makes stuff glow. But I don't really use that. I use global illumination, but I don't tend to use ambient occlusion. Just adds to render time, and I can't be bothered staying up. Yeah, so I uncheck that, and I usually have global illumination, but seeing as it's just a tutorial, I'm going to uncheck that. And yeah, so just a recap, keep them more or less the same. You want the frame rate as 30 or whatever you had. Say you had it at 29, you put it at 29. Sorry, 29.97. You want all the frames that you've got selected. You leave all that the same. So you change the frame rate to what you have in the actual video. Change the frame range, and that's about it. Save. You want to save it as a PSD layers, 8-bit alpha channel, straight alpha, and 8-bit dithering, and that's about it. So we're ready to render now, and to render you can either add it to the render queue and then click start, which I'll do that now. Let's save that. Yep, and you just click start rendering, but I tend not to do that. Usually go like this and go render to picture viewer, and that just starts like that. Hold on. What we've done is we started it from a wrong spot, so we just click that. Hold on. We wanted it to start at about, we wanted it to start at 255 and go to 270 something, yeah. Hold on, just change that in the settings. Save, output, we wanted it, what was it? 255. So we'll go 255 to 277. That's that. And then just do it again. There you go, now it's from where we wanted it to start. And as you can see, that's one frame, it's only the first frame. And it's going to be about, it takes me roughly 8 seconds to do a frame, which isn't that brilliant. But there you go. I'll see you when it's done rendering so we can watch it in After Effects. Right then, so that's finished rendering, and we can now, we can now go on After Effects. Come on, After Effects, open. There you go. Just being slow because I'm recording. Fucking hell, what are you doing? We can now make a new comp. God, it's slow. Press OK. We can import the PNG sequence we just made. Oh God, it's slow. What do we call it? Call it track done cut, maybe. Oh, that's new. Yeah, that's weird. 86 missing frames. Okay. I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, that's the wrong one. That's the one that I did wrong. It's no problem. Get rid of that. Import the right one. Which isn't that one. It's... where is it? What do we call it? I can't remember. Is it top? Nope. Go away. Top there? No. What is it called? Track me. There you go. Metrack? Was it Metrack? No. Oh. One sec, let me find it. Right, found it. It's there, all along. Straight and matted, that's what we want. It's the right one we had in the first place, I think. We'll make it its own thing, and then you need to go import the original, either the video or the sequence, doesn't really matter. I find it easier with the video. Well, that means you gotta match up the what's it called? Frames. Where cut? And it's from frame 155. It loads. Hold on. Best making sure. It was from frame 166, nearly. You don't want the frames to be mixed up. I could have just looked there anyway. Up there. Frame 166 is what we need. It's up here somewhere. 166 is there, and it should go from 166. No, it didn't. I'll find it. Just match this up quickly. Sorry about this. Is that right? I think it is actually. Yeah, looks right. Control Shift D, split the layer. Oh. Sometimes it does this stupid pen thing. It's doing it now. Don't know why it does it. I don't have a clue what it means. Control Shift D. Off. Layer? Where's the layer? Where's split layer? Anyway, we'll just see what this looks like. I'll be back when that's run previewed because I'm recording and it's going to take a while. Right, so now I can watch this. It's over very quickly, but it's motion tracked. The text looks almost realistic, it's got nice reflections, the shadows are there, and I think that's more or less it. Now, to show you how to render out of After Effects, you can either go composition, add to render queue, or I go Control Shift and /. Either of those. Then lossless, you can either go QuickTime Movie, video for Windows, or Windows Media. I usually go Windows Media. Because it's the smallest file. Just come on when it responds. It's so slow because I'm recording. There you go. Or maybe not. Windows Media, audio output. Okay, not that there's any audio because it was an image sequence. Format options. I think that's fine. Untick audio because there's no sound actually on the motion track, so you don't need audio. Then click OK. Choose where you want it to go. I want it to go to the desktop. Calling it whatever, doesn't really matter what you call it. Then I click render, and I'll be back when that's done. And you won't see it like this, you'll see it when it's got colour correction and stuff on it. So yeah, back in a minute guys. You're right, so I hope you enjoyed this motion tracking tutorial. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments, and my Skype and everything will be on the screen now. Thanks guys.